All right. Um, I just recorded a video about this, but it wasn't recorded properly, so oh god. What I um what I wanted to talk about is two things that have made are making, like, basically, because they're very hard to fully overcome. It takes a while, but where I am at is a lot better than where I was before. Uh, so the goal is to trade well. I need to have good analysis, but good analysis doesn't mean money. Good analysis means, okay, now I can make money if I trade it properly. But to actually trade it properly is way harder than the money, than the analysis. It's so different. Oh, like, if my trading matched my analysis, I would be a billionaire. Um, but one is recognizing really cheating type stupid things and not doing them, like chasing price and over leveraging and things that I know I shouldn't do, and you shouldn't do, but uh, it's easy to indulge in those things because the sort of feeling or thought, at least for me, is like, well, just this once. But the thing is, the problem is, just this once is not just this once. It's it's like, actually, each time the cheat, it's like the big feeling is, well, I'll get it this time, but next time I know next time I'll be fine. I just want to get back, just get back to, like, even, or just make some money back that I lost earlier. But actually, by cheating and by chasing, actually, that's a very improbable money making tactic. I'm more likely to lose money that way than make money. So it's like, I want to make money back, sure, but by chasing price, that's not actually gonna make it for me. And unless I really think that through, so that until it becomes real, I'm gonna It's easy to keep indulging in that kind of thing. It really needs to be examined and thought about seriously. Um, yeah. Um, and then, it's just like, and then the other is paring down lower quality trades, meaning, like, a trade for 10 pips just to get some money, like, not doing that. Trades where the risk reward is bad, or and a lot of stupidity is related to taking lower quality trades and not higher quality trades. Like, I might have gone in the short in dollar yen here instead of waiting for the low 113s, and I would have, if I had taken that short, I would have been up like 30 pips. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm great, and then it would have flown against me, and then I would have taken a loss and missed this short unless I moved my stop to break even. Or I could have taken a loss and then wanted to over leverage a short at 113, like 10 or 113, only to see it fly up 30 pips against me. And if I was over leveraged, get out because it's too much, and then only to see it drop. And then that would affect me more, and I would just be pissed. And the emotion can drive, and the frustration for me, and the anger, or the feeling of loss, can compel me to do more stupid things, try to get some of it back. Um, it's just a bad cycle. It's just bad. Um, uh, so I'm in this short, but I'm, if it drops more, that's great. I'm thinking more there's gonna be a bounce here, just because this is support and it's the New York afternoon. But I'll get out if it higher highs. And then that's another thing, another aspect of stupidity, like having a plan and then, like, not following it. Like, at higher highs, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just hold it, and then it flips up and goes totally. And then what it often does is go totally against me because I didn't because my plan was technically based, but I was basically hoping that markets wouldn't follow technicals for some reason, right? Um, so and that sound was me getting out of my trade. Um, um, and then the higher quality is uh, a lot of it is just waiting for like it's just a lot of it is just waiting for I know I'm gonna take it at really this is where the most sellers will be. I'm not gonna take it early here because if I take a lower quality trade, it's like if I take this trade, this might be a good trade too, but I actually because I'm taking this, I'm probably not gonna be able to take this one. So the higher quality, it's like I'm taking the same as the lower quality trade, right? But I'm just gonna get more pips out of it. My risk is reduced, and I'm not gonna deal with this stress every time, and all the and all the problems associated with taking trades at bad entries. So to take higher quality trades, I have to plan those areas, and then only take trades if they're from there, and I identify them in advance so that I can take it right off it. Because sometimes, because they're very high quality, a lot of buyers will be there if it's a long area, or a lot of sellers will be there. It's not going to be there that long, right? Especially in intraday trading. So I have to determine if that's the case, and then and then what's it called? Um, and then but to even do that is hard because I have to do because what comes up is I shorted here, but it's like during this I was like, oh shit, I missed it. God, like because what if it sells out, and that sucks a lot, and I have to deal with that. But that fear of loss, I cannot let that like I have to recognize that basically by not waiting for higher quality, it's like, and by taking things early, indulging. I was basically like allowing my fear of missing out on the move, make like decisions for me. I was like, oh well, I don't want to have that fear of loss, so I'll just get in. Like I wasn't maybe thinking that, but that's what I was doing. Like the fear of loss was getting the best of me. Um, and so and the other thing is and then also the other thing to keep in mind is one of the problems is what I end up like when I first started really paying attention to quality, I would um, I would wait for like something totally perfect and then basically sit in my chair all day and miss every move of the day and just be worn out, and then what would happen is I would be like fuck it, and I would just take a shit trade because I was feeling like I'm totally nailing this market. I'm just like waiting for a little too much, and I would end up taking a bad trade out of stupidity, and because I was so emotionally drained from the fear of loss, well, that actual missing out actually being realized over and over. Uh, so hold on. So uh, oh, what's that called? So I would end up having like what needs to be recognized. Hold on. I'll tell you in a sec. I'm just chatting to someone in the room because this is on a ticker.tv channel, my ticker.tv channel. Um, uh, is one thing that's very important is just waiting properly. But the thing is, in the process of learning to tighten the quality and not, it's like this. It's like I would have before I would take like things that only had like a 60% chance of success. The problem with that is that in trading I might only take three trades a day, and if I take that trade that's only like 60% good, let's say, to I guess simplify the thinking, or like let's say risk reward and all its chance of success, like a 60% good trade. Well, that 60% good trade might be like this short, right? In dollar yen, I'll be up 30 pips and then it'll fly in my face. So by actually increasing the quality, I'm taking this one. I don't have as much of that risk because if I short here, I actually really do need to stop like at 113.40, like above this high for me to be able to stay in this short and be technically valid, because this could go up here and drop all the way down, right? That's the problem. If I take early entries, technically I'll need like 60 pip stops all the time, and I don't want to do that, so I'll have a stop right above this high, and then I'll end up taking a loss, and then basically I'll be like afraid of getting back into the short again, and then maybe miss this drop. I already got out of my short because it's the afternoon. I made like 25 pips out of it because I don't, if this goes back there, I'll short it again. But if this was tomorrow, I would have just held it. Um, uh, well, yeah, okay, Elmano. I'm talking about, yeah, bring closer your stop, but I cannot just say, all right, I'll bring my stop closer. Well, here's the thing. What if I short here, right? Yeah, I short here. I could have a stop here. What's the problem? Maybe I'll have a 30 pip stop above here. The problem is I'll be stopped out right around the highs, even though technically it's still bearish, right? So it's like what I'll end up doing is I used to end up thinking, well, it's still technically valid for a short, so I would hold the position because it was true. It was technically still bearish. And then it would start getting, and then I'd be down to 60, 70 pips, very close to where my stop should be, and I'd be like, okay, this is too much. I'll get out only to see price turn back around, right? So to have a 30 pip stop or smaller, I need to take it close at a higher quality level, so my stop is actually technically like it's 30 pips, but if my stop gets hit, the trade is over. I'm not gonna think I should still be in this, right? Because if I still think I should be in this technically, it's going to be hard to not want to do it, right? I can't, because the thing is, it is still technically valid for a short, right? It's just, it's like basically I have to be if I short here, I have to be very quick about shorting right at the top and getting out like at the first sign of trouble, or moving my stop to break even, which is really hard to do that quickly. And then be ready to like short again. That's very hard. That sounds easy. All right, just short here at this mess, and then move myself to break even, and then get back in. But what if it just came down slightly and then shot up? Well, that would have really sucked too. Like these kinds of things, this screws up trading. If I simplify trading and focus on the higher quality, I'll just long near the lows, short near the highs. I'm just not going to get involved with any of this mess, okay? Because here my stop is below like 1180. And for a long, and here my stop is just above here, right? But I'll believe in this stop. I'll believe that stop basically means it's over. But here, if I have my stop, I'm not going to believe it's over, and so the undeveloped and childish side of me, and immature side of me, is going to want to keep moving my stop because it's still technically valid, and it kind of makes sense. But the problem is, if I'm wrong, and on the times I'm wrong, I'll just be fucked. And then I might get emotional and upset because I'm down 60, 70 pips, and then what I would used to do is often I would do something stupid. And now I'm both of these things I'm really handling and really narrowing down, well, where am I? This is stupid. And then not doing it. That's very hard. That takes just years to get over, because the idea is to want to cheat. Like I'll do it, and I'll just make money this way. But the thing is, if I cheat, like take things early, just because I want to chase, I'm basically doing something that generally loses money. So like the idea of cheating is to like, well, I'll make money this time, but actually I'm doing something that loses money, and I can say that, but I really have to think that through and understand, well, how is that true? I have to think, like, I have to really understand that by cheating, what I'm doing is I'm chasing. So I might get maybe another 10 pips in profit, but I'm taking something basically after it's gone up quite a bit, and where maybe profit taking would occur, and I'm betting that it goes up, and I have to basically have a super large stop with a smaller risk reward because it's already got up quite a bit, where I basically have small reward, high risk, chasing, so I'm emotional, and so my decision making process is probably going to be messed up. It's just when I actually think that through, that's cheating. Like, the intention is to make money. I always want to make money, but by cheating, that loses money. Okay? Sometimes you win, but the thing is, sometimes I can do everything right and still lose money, but that's part of trading. I'm not. There's no 100%. It's based on probability. So if I just do the thing that's high probability of success every time, occasionally I'll take losses if I'm doing things properly, but more of the time I'll win, and that's what trading is, and that takes so long to get because it's about doing things right. It's not about getting the right outcome every time. It's about doing things right, and most of the time the outcome will be right, and occasionally it'll be, it will not match, but that's better than doing things wrong and most of the time losing and then only occasionally making money. So those are my options. I don't have options of 100% in, 100% out. My options are, occasionally I'll be wrong and lose money, but most of the time I'll be right. Or most of the time I'll be wrong and lose money. Or most of the time I'll lose money and then sometimes I'll make money. So I can choose one or the other. Okay? And I never know what the outcome is going to be. Okay? I never know what the outcome is going to be. I just know that if I do things right, more of the time the outcome will be right. Does that make sense? So if I'm cheating one time, it's almost like I subconsciously believe I know that this won't work out, but actually I don't know what's going to work out. And most of the time when I chase, I get fucked. Right? So I don't know what's going to happen. I can only bet on probabilities. And if I chase, the probabilities of making money are like 20%. So I'm not going to do that. Basically, if I want to make money, I have to channel and just wait. I have to channel that desire and just wait for, opportunity. Because the thing is, one thing that I learned, it took me a long time to learn, is that control is very important. I cannot control, can I make money now? But I can control, I'm gonna plan, and then if it gets there, then I'm gonna take the trade. That's what needs to be controlled. I'm not gonna control, I'm just gonna take this trade because I'm gonna make money now because I have no control over that. I have no control over if people buy it. But I have control over, I can plan, I think people are gonna buy or sell this here, and I can control, then I'm gonna do it. Okay? I'm not gonna try to make this happen at a shitty location where a lot of people are probably not going to buy if I want to buy. I can't force them to do it, right? If I want to make money, but I don't want to long, it's not a good place to long, and it's sure as hell not a good place to short. I can't just force money to be made. I just have to wait. And so this has to be really examined and thought through, and it has to be re-examined over and over. It can't just be like, okay, now I get it. No. It has to be really thought through, and every time it comes up, re-examine it. It just takes a while. It's something that, but if you start to do it, it'll make the biggest difference. It's not about following price. I think price is going to go up here. No. It's about waiting for those high quality areas and then taking it there, because this might look like a great, it's about to drop, great short, sure, and for a sec it is, but because it's not high quality, it's not where a lot of people are going to sell, and where people aren't like, okay, this hit resistance, I'm not going to buy anymore. This can drop against and then go up and slam you in the face. So I don't want to be following price in this middle area. I want to be following price and watching price in these where a lot of sellers are going to be and where a lot of buyers are going to be. And that's here, not here. Okay? And that's very hard because this could have just sold off. Sometimes that happens. And so I have to allow that. Okay? But I'm not going to indulge in... But I cannot let the fear of missing out control me. And that's really what it comes down to. The fear of missing out was controlling everything that I was doing. And basically, sometimes the fear of missing out is, if I do miss out, I can feel tremendous loss, oh, I just missed a massive move. That happened multiple times today. But that was telling me, all right, I'm being a little too careful here, and I'm being a little too cautious because, you know, there was another fear, whereas the fear of taking a loss, which was affecting me. So it really is a balance, and I have to understand where my sweet spot is, and you guys also have to do that. It is very important, and you cannot just say, don't take things early, don't chase, because that is not going to help. I'm sure that you've said this to yourself millions of times, and you still do it, and you don't know why. Because you can't just repeat things to yourself over and over without really understanding why, why or why not. It's just those are principles, but the principles need to be understood, and people don't get that, and that's why, that's a huge reason why people don't have success. So anyway, I hope this video helped. Again, it's okay to be wrong if you do the right things, and sometimes the outcome is wrong, but it's not okay to be stupid. The stupidity will destroy you, and then increase the quality of